All right, my alarm went off. All right. What's that notification? Okay. You still on? Okay. I just gotta check. Yeah, I don't be knowing. So yes, Naaman was a cougar, but then again, Noah chose her. So he's like, I like them older women. I like that. I like my women mature. And Noah was 502 years old when Naaman bare Shem, and the boys grew up and went in the ways of the Lord, and all that Methuselah and Noah their father taught them. So they honored their parents and their teachings, which we are called to do today. And did you know that if you don't honor your mother and father, regardless of your relationship, if you still don't honor them, your life could be cut short because of that. And I know, hey, I'm just a messenger. I said regardless of your relationship. Now I'm not saying that you gotta have a relationship like this with your parents, but you are still called to honor them because regardless, they still your parents. Take it up with the Lord. And Lamech, the father of Noah, died in those days. Yet truly he did not go with all his heart in the ways of his father. Lamech didn't. And he died in 109 and he died in the 195th year of the life of Noah. And all the days of Lamech were 770 years, and he died. See there? He did not go with all his heart in the ways of his father. That's a disappointment. And you know, when you have children, you want the best life for your children. And for me, how I envision the best life for my son is I want him and the Lord to be like this. I want the Lord to say, Levi is my friend. I love Levi. I favor him. Levi is a man after my own heart. I want the Lord and my son to be, I want him to serve the Lord with all of his strength, all of his mind, and all of his heart. I don't care what he grows up to be. Now, I do because I don't want him growing up to be a clown or, you know what I mean though. But I don't care if he chose to do a job that does not pay enough, just as long as he's happy, because I want him to do his passion. I think there's more. I know there's more to life than money. But if he makes a lot of money to retire me, then who am I? Who am I to deny that? But what's most important is his relationship with Jesus Christ. That's what I want for my son. I want to see my son in heaven. I want to see my son prosper in the New Jerusalem. I want the Lord to trust him in a lot of things, in big things. That's the type of life I desire for my son, for him to see the spiritual things of the Lord, for him to witness for the Lord, for him to share the good news of the gospel with people in his generation, and so forth. So I speak life, speak prosperity and future into your children because it's important. And I know that if I have this desire for my son, the Lord has it too. Continuing on, in that time, and all the sons of men who knew the Lord died in that year before the Lord brought evil upon them. For the Lord willed them to die, so as not to behold the evil that God will bring upon their brothers and relatives, as he had so declared to do. In that time, the Lord said to Noah and Methuselah, stand forth and proclaim to the sons of men all the words that I spoke to you in those days. Perhaps they may turn from their evil ways, and I will then repent of the evil and will not bring it. And Noah and Methuselah stood forth and said in the ears of the sons of men all that God has spoken concerning them. So this is multiple times that God was like, hey, I'm trying to save y'all. I really, really don't want to do this. God really didn't want to destroy them because God, he is a God of love, but he's also a God of justice. He's gonna, but he desires to love you, to extend your life, to see you prosper. He wants you to love him and serve him and to do his will and purpose on the earth. He does not he don't want you to perish. He definitely don't want you to go to hell because hell was not made for mankind. It was made for Satan and his minions. But what can you do if somebody say no to you? If somebody say no to being with you and to serving you and loving you and embracing the abundant life that you want for them, the only thing you can do is respect their choices because, again, we have free will. Anyway, but the sons of men would not listen neither would they incline their ears to all their declarations. And it was after this that the Lord said to Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me on account of their evil deeds. And behold, I will destroy the earth. And do you take unto you gopher wood and go to a certain place and make a large ark and place it in that spot. So we get into the building of it, okay? We get into the ark. And thus shall you make it 300 cubits its length, 50 cubits broad, and 30 cubits high. And this is matching along with Genesis 6, okay? God told him the same measurements in Genesis 6. And those of you just, really get into the video, we are reading from Jasher chapter 5, and we are now in verse 28. And you shall make unto you a door, open at its side, and to a cubit you shall finish above, and cover it within and without with pitch. And behold, I will bring the flood of waters upon the earth, and all flesh be destroyed from under the heavens, all that is upon earth shall perish. And you and your household shall go and gather two couple of all living things, male and female, and shall bring them to the ark to raise up seed from among them upon earth. So again, the only way that they could procreate is by male and female. No special machines and creative ways that people come up with to have children. No, it's with male and female. And gather to you all food that is eaten by all the animals, that there may be food for you and for them. And you shall choose for your sons 3 maidens from the daughters of men, and they shall be wives to your sons. And Noah rose up, and he made the ark in the place where God had commanded him, and Noah did as God had ordered him. In his 595th year, Noah commenced to make the ark, and he made the ark in 5 years, as the Lord had commanded. So it ain't take 120 years to make the ark. It only took 5, but God gave man 120 years to choose him to repent, and they unfortunately didn't. Then Noah took the 3 daughters of Eliakim, son of Methuselah, for wives for his sons, as the Lord had commanded Noah. And it was at that time Methuselah, the son of Enoch, died. 960 years old was he at his death. So now we are getting to Jasher chapter 6. I try not to make this long, y'all, but honestly, how the heck do people make 30-minute videos on the word? It's first of all, it's too juicy. It's too good. It's too much going on. And I just can't do it. And I want us to move forward. Like, I might have a billion videos online. So let's go ahead and get into chapter 6, Jasher 6, and then we are going to stop here, I promise. If you made it this far, you a real one. At that time, after the death of Methuselah, the Lord said to Noah, go you with your household into the ark. Behold, I will gather to you all the animals of the earth, the beasts of the field, and fowls of the air, and they shall all come and surround the ark. And you shall go and seat yourself by the doors of the ark, and all the beasts, the animals, fowls, shall assemble and place themselves before you. And such of them as shall come and crouch before you, shall you take and deliver into the hands of your sons, who will bring them into the ark, and all that will stand before you, you shall leave. So this is God instructing him on what to do, how to do it, who to do it with. And the Lord brought this about on the next day, and animals, beasts, and fowls came in great multitudes and surrounded the ark. And Noah went and seated himself by the door of the ark, and of all flesh that crouched before him he brought into the ark, and all that stood before him he left upon earth. And the lioness came with her 2 whelps, male and female, and the 3 crouched before Noah, and the 2 whelps rose up against the lioness and smote her, and made her flee from her place. And she went away, and they returned to their places and crouched upon the earth before Noah. And the lioness ran away and stood in the place of the lions. And Noah saw this and wondered greatly, and he rose and took the 2 whelps and brought them into the ark. Noah brought into the ark from all living creatures that were upon the earth, so that there was none left but which Noah brought into the ark. 2 and 2 came to Noah into the ark, but from the clean animals and clean fowls he brought 7 couples, as God had commanded him. And all the animals, beasts, fowls were still there, and they surrounded the ark at every place, and the rain had not descended till 7 days after. And on that day the Lord caused the whole earth to shake, and the sun darkened, and the foundations of the world raged, and the whole earth was moved violently, and the lightning flashed, and the thunder roared, and all the fountains in the earth were broken up, such as was not known to the inhabitants before. And God did this mighty act in order to terrify the sons of men, that there might be no more evil upon earth. And still the sons of men would not return from their evil ways, and they increased the anger of the Lord at that time, and did not even direct their hearts to all this. So all of this is going on. They still like, okay, yeah, so what are we supposed to do with that? Idiots. But you know what? I can't even be too harsh on them because look at us today. We even more dumb, honestly. We are. We're dumb. We're dumb. And at the end of 7 days, in the 600th year of the life of Noah, the waters of the flood were upon the earth, and all the fountains of the deep were broken up, and the windows of heaven were open, and the rain was upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. And Noah and his household and all the living creatures that were with him came into the ark on account of the waters of the flood, and the Lord shut him in. And all the sons of men that were left upon the earth became exhausted through evil on account of the rain, for the waters were coming more violently upon the earth, and the animals and beasts were still surrounding the ark. So now they're like, hold on. They it was like, hold on now. This is pretty violent. I think he was telling the truth this whole time. Hold on, y'all. I don't remember where I was. So let's just continue on reading. We are in Jasher chapter 6, and we are in verse. Oh, so yeah, they were getting tossed to and fro, and they was like, hold on, I think he was telling the truth. So, I mean, it's too late at this point, obviously. Verse 17, and the sons of men assembled together about 700,000 men and women, and they came to Noah to the ark. That's a lot of people. And that's just in that part. And they called to Noah, saying, open for us that we may come to you in the ark, and wherefore shall we die? Like, you chose to die. They said, open for us that we may come to you in the ark. No, it's too late. And Noah with a loud voice answered them from the ark, saying, have you not all rebelled against the Lord and said that he does not exist? And therefore the Lord brought upon you this evil to destroy and cut you off from the face of the earth. Is not this the thing that I spoke to you of 120 years back? And you would not listen to the voice of the Lord, and now you desire to live upon earth? And they said to Noah, we are ready to return to the Lord. Only open for us that we may live and not die. I like to animate things. And Noah answered them, saying, behold, now that you see the trouble of your souls, you wish to return to the Lord. Why did you not return during these 120 years, which the Lord granted you as the determined period? Like, y'all had 120 years. No, it's too late. Oh. Have you ever been too late and you just felt the anguish in your soul, like, dang, I'm too late? And you can't turn back. You can't change time. You just have to live with knowing that you were too late. Let's not procrastinate in obedience to the Lord. See, it took me a week, and that's because I wanted confirmation. And the Lord did not answer me because he said, so there are some dreams that the Lord give you, and he make it plain and clear what he's trying to show you, what he's trying to tell you, and what he wants you to do. And when you asking for more confirmation on top of that, sometimes the Lord don't answer until you decide if you want to be obedient or not. It took me a week. I ain't gonna lie. See, I ain't perfect, but I listened, and here I am. Glory to God. Do not delay, or it will be too late. And it says here, but now you come and tell me this on account of the troubles of your souls. Now also the Lord will not listen to you, neither will he give ear to you on this day, so that you will not now succeed in your wishes. It's like, now that you can see death, now you wanna. Don't wait till you can see death. Don't wait till you can see the bad. You better listen. Listen while you still can. And the sons of men approached in order to break into the ark, to come in on account of the rain, for they could not bear the rain upon them. And you know what? Let's say that they did break into the ark and was able to get in. I don't think that they would have changed their ways. They just didn't want to die. Somebody could seem like they have a change of heart until, they're faced with a situation. It'll show you who they truly are. And the Lord sent all the beasts and animals that stood around the ark, and the beasts overpowered them and drove them from that place. And every man went his way, and they again scattered themselves upon the face of the earth. And the rain was still descending upon the earth, and it descended 40 days and 40 nights, and the waters prevailed greatly upon the earth, and all the flesh that was upon the earth or in the waters died, whether men, animals, beasts, creeping things, or birds of the air. And there only remained Noah and those that were with him in the ark. Now remember, anything that was already in the water survived. And the waters prevailed, and they greatly increased upon the earth, and they lifted up the ark, and it was raised from the earth. And the ark floated upon the face of the waters, and it was tossed upon the waters, so that all the living creatures within were turned about like pottage in a cauldron. And great anxiety seized all the living creatures that were in the ark, and the ark was like to be broken. And all the living creatures that were in the ark were terrified, and the lions roared, and the oxen lowed, and the wolves howled, and every living creature in the ark spoke and lamented in its own language, so that their voices reached to a great distance. And Noah and his sons cried and wept in their troubles. They were greatly afraid that they had reached the gates of death. I mean, can you imagine being in the ark and you just hearing everything around you dying? And this flood was like no other. This flood was like no other, not even the floods that we have witnessed today, not tsunamis, not Hurricane Katrina. I mean, this was bad. Can you imagine experiencing death being around you like that? And you don't know. I can see how they were terrified. I would have been terrified. And the waters prevailed, and they greatly increased upon the earth, and they lifted up the ark, and it was raised from the earth. All right, what was I at? Verse 31. And Noah prayed to the Lord and cried unto him on account of this. And he said, O Lord, help us, for we have no strength to bear this evil that has encompassed us. For the waves of the waters have surrounded us. Mischievous torrents have terrified us. The snares of death have come before us. Answer us, O Lord, answer us. Light up your countenance toward us and be gracious to us. Redeem us and deliver us. And the Lord listened to the voice of Noah, and the Lord remembered him. And the wind passed over the earth, and the waters were still, and the ark rested. And the fountains of the deep and the windows of heaven were stopped, and the rain from heaven was restrained, and the waters decreased in those days, and the ark rested upon the mountains of Ararat. All right, so we're gonna stop here for the day. I remember where we left off at, and then we are gonna continue in chapter 7, since we did not get into that today. But chapter 7 is actually, hold on, y'all. Oh, I'm like, this don't make sense. Virtues of being married or of being unmarried. That's because I'm still back in First Corinthians. I was still in First Corinthians, excuse me. So yes, tomorrow we will get into Genesis 7, which we're basically will go over this again. But don't worry, I'm not gonna reread Jasher 6. If you want to hear it again, you can always rewind. Be kind and rewind. But yeah, we'll get into 7 and 8 tomorrow. And then we are going to get back into Jasher because it gives us just a little bit more when they are about to get off the ark. And then we'll go from there. Now, one thing I did wanted to point out was how it when you are an anointed person or a righteous person and the Lord is your friend, the Lord knows you, just people around you can be blessed just because they're around you. Think about that. I would have been like, thank God I'm married to Noah because, but then again, God did give them 120 years. So even if I wasn't married to Noah, I would like to believe that I would have been one of them people on the boat. But considering, my past life, and I don't mean my past life as in I've been here before. No, my past life as in, years ago. I don't know. But I'm just happy that the Lord spared me, that he spared you, that he spared a lot of us because, I do unfortunately have some friends that are not with us today. And it's very unfortunate. I have some loved ones who are not here with me today that I just wish I could talk to and hug and love on again. But anyway, I just thank the Lord for sparing me and for giving me life again and for giving me another chance, and just for saving me from the world, from Satan, from myself, from the culture. And I just wanted you to think about that. Be careful with who you surround yourself by. Okay, be careful who you have in your circle. You can be blessed or you could be cursed. That's all it is. You can have good or you can have bad. And that's not to say that just because you choose Christ that you're going to have a perfect life. Jesus never promised that you will have a perfect life for choosing him. He even says, actually, shall we go? Shall we go right quick? Let's go to Matthew. We're going to go to Matthew right quick. Where I'm at. I ain't going to keep you. But we're going to go to Matthew 5 on the Sermon on the Mount. So this is the Beatitudes. I just want to read one. It says here, where is it? Matthew 5:11. Blessed are you when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. So, and then in verse 12, rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. The prophets got persecuted in the Old Testament. They got persecuted. And even then, John the Baptist got beheaded. Okay? Just because you accept Christ don't mean that your life is going to be perfect. You are going to be persecuted because there are, demonic spirits out there, and there are people out there in which demonic spirits operate through because they allow them to, that hate you because you believe in Christ, that hate you because you want to live a righteous life, that hate you because you get where I'm going. You're going to be persecuted. There's going to be demonic spirits after you, attacking you, oppressing you, trying to, some even try to possess you. They're going to try to stop you. They're going to try to turn you away from God, from Christ, because they hate you. They hate us. They hate me because we are made in the image of God. Now, I was going somewhere with all of that, but I initially started off with be careful who you surround yourself by. Okay. Now, remember verse of the day, which is really the verse of the week. We're going to do one verse for a whole week, and the point is for you to memorize it. Proverbs 13:16. Wise people think before they act. Fools do not. And they even brag about their foolishness. So think before you act. Think before you speak. Become a wise person. Don't be a fool, and don't brag about being a fool. God doesn't like it. It ain't cute. It's not funny. And all it ends in is, I don't want to say death, but sometimes death. Sometimes incarceration. Sometimes in regret. You can't take back, the things that you already did. You can cause damage with your words and your actions. And remember, whatever you do in the dark, the Lord sees. And it will come to light one day. You're going to have to give an answer to everything that you do. You're going to have to give an answer to every idle word that you speak. I feel like I speak too fast sometimes. But anyway, I love y'all. Thanks for joining me on today. I'm sorry that it was so long. I mean, sorry, not sorry. I'm going to try my best to try to shorten these up. But, I mean, the word is just too good. It's just too good. Eat all this up. Feed your spirit. Feed your spirit. But I love y'all. God bless. And see you next time.